celebration zone. Cause tonight you're about to receive some delicious food for your soul. Are you ready? Are you ready? Are you ready? Are you ready? It's about to get hot. You are indeed in the one and only place to be this evening. We appreciate you for joining us, and in just a few moments, we about to turn the heat all the way up. That's right. It's about to go down right now on Hot Topics with Donna. Show your virtual love by smashing that thumbs up and heart icon as many times as you can. And without further ado, I have the distinct pleasure of introducing your host, the one and only Hot Donna.
Hello, everybody. Thank you for tuning in to another episode of Hot Topics with Donna. And I am your host, Donna Taylor, with Hot Topics with Donna, going live from DTV. So today I am excited about my guest. And you guys, I tell you all the time, I'm so excited when guests that I've met and haven't met just graciously accept my invite to Hot Topics with Donna. And like I tell you all the time, I do not take it for granted. And I'm super excited. God is doing amazing things with Hot Topics with Donna. And so I'm going to get into it. I hope you guys had a great week starting off. I know it's raining, maybe not be raining where you at, but we had some rain today. It's very cold, but you know what? God is still good. We're warm. So we're going to have some great candid conversation with our guests tonight. And we're just going to stay warm and just chit chat and do it honest, open, and transparent. And so I'm going to get my guest on as soon as I give you the word. You know, I always have a word for my guests, not only for my guests, but for me and my viewers as well. And so the word that I chose tonight for her is adoration. And it comes from Deuteronomy 7:6. And it says, "You are a people holy to the Lord your God. The Lord your God has chosen you to be a people for his treasured possessions out of all the people who are on the face of the earth." And I'll read your little clip. It says, "You are like a precious flower. You are absolutely the apple of your Father's eye. He loves you and cherishes you beyond comprehension. Daughter, you are adored." When you adore something, you don't just love it. You watch it, you protect it, handle it with care. Your Father doesn't want to miss a thing. He wants to know every detail of our lives. He handles you with such great care because he wants you, us, me, to fully become who he has intended us to be. And so we must remember that God adores us. He wants us to walk into our purpose. And if he adores us, what better person to adore us, to get us where we need to be, to shape us and mold us into the people that he want us to be, so we can look more like him with our love, with how we treat people, and just how we even treat our own selves, because sometimes we don't treat our own self good. Hey, Robin. Hey, Karen. Thank you guys for tuning in. So I'm going to go ahead and get my guest on, and then we're going to get started. So I have sent my guest a friend request, and so we're just gonna get started. Robin and Karen, how are you doing today? Hope you guys have been staying warm. And guys, I will start selling my glasses. Here's my logo, Donna Taylor Network for DTV. So if you want one, just reach out and say, "Hey, I want one." I'm super excited. I'm coming up on 1 year On the 22nd will be 1 whole year that I have started Hot Topics with Donna, and I've truly, truly been blessed. Oh, I don't know, sis. It's nothing but God, I guess. But I am so excited. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Robin, I got you. So I'm going to do mugs, wine glasses, and coffee mugs for right now. So just let me know, and then I'll tell you guys later how much we will be selling them for. So I'm just waiting for my guests to come on, and we're going to get started. But just know that God loves you, all of you, even your shortcomings, even your flaws. And if he loves us, then that means we are designed just like him. Even when we fall, even when we stumble, walking this Christian walk, sometimes we don't always get it right, but you know what? To God be the glory. He still loves us no matter what, no matter what. So I'm still waiting for my guests to come on. Robin, is it raining where you at? So I'm still trying to get her on. And you guys know if I have to go back out and start over, you know I will. You know I will. So I'm still trying to get her on. All right. I think she's on. Let's see. Yep. Karen, how was your brunch at Cracker Barrel yesterday? I did make it to church. I did end up making it. So it was good. Hello.
Hi.
How are you?
I'm so sorry.
That's okay. You're good. You're good. You are good.
Okay.
Thank you for tuning in. I'm just truly grateful. Did you hear the word that I chose for you today?
I didn't. Can you repeat it?
I will. So I chose adoration. And it says, it came from Deuteronomy 7 and 6. It says, you are a people holy to the Lord your God. The Lord your God has chosen you to be a people for his treasured possessions. Out of all the people you are on the face of this earth. And then I read, you are like a precious flower. You are absolutely the apple of your father's eye. He loves you and cherishes you beyond comprehension. Daughter, you are adored. When you adore something, you don't just love it, you watch it, protect it, and handle it with great care. Your father doesn't want to miss a thing. He wants to know your every detail of your life. He handles you with such great care because he wants you to fully become who he intended you to be.
Thank you. I appreciate that.
And that's the word that I chose for you tonight. And so do you feel all those things from him?
Actually, I do. I believe that through life, everything is a process. Just staying positive and thinking forward and putting God first in everything. I think everything is you can accomplish. So Amen. Thank you for speaking that over my life. I receive it.
Yes.
10 times. Thank you.
You are so welcome. And thank you for just tuning and saying yes. You know, and like you and so many of my other guests, they'll be like, what are we going to talk about? I'm like, we're going to talk about you. Because when he gave me this platform, girl, because I'm telling you right now, I've never been a live person because I like being behind the scenes. But you know, when God say, I need you to step forward, and you like, okay, Lord, just out of my comfort zone. And so I look back and say, wow, how I've grown in confidence knowing that he got me. Because when you are in Christ and when he tried to put you out, if you will, it's like you still want to shrink back because of what people may say, or you just feel that you're not equipped to do what he's called you to do. And so I'm learning that even through this, he has equipped me. So that's why when I come on, I'm like, okay, Lord, however you want to do this, we're going to do it. And that's why I choose words for my guests. And when I go through their page, I just see what they are, see what they're doing. And so you can go ahead. Let me tell you, you wrote your favorite quote is, even in the dark, I'm still shining. Hey, Sharon, thank you guys for tuning in with Hot Topics with Donna. And so with that being said, introduce yourself and then tell people where you reside and what you do. And then we're just going to pick up from your favorite quote and then just move on. That sound good?
Okay, absolutely. Hi, everybody. My name is Donda. I go by Donda B, the fashion stylist. I'm from Fair Bluff, North Carolina. It's a small town right outside of Lumberton, North Carolina.
Mm-hmm.
But right now I reside in Gastonia,
Okay.
North Carolina. Yes, I like Gastonia. It's close to Charlotte. I can maneuver in all type of ways.
Good. So when you move from Fairfield, how far is that from Fair
Bluff.
Fair Bluff? How far is that from Gastonia? Was it a big move or?
So I originally, after I left high school, I moved to Charlotte. I did move to Charlotte. I went to the Art Institute of Charlotte to study interior design. And then we had to take I had other opportunities in other places, we'll say just that. And then I moved to Raleigh in 2006, and I went to Shaw University. So I stayed there for about 8 years, and then I decided to move to Gastonia here. And Gastonia is probably maybe like 2.5 hours from Fair Bluff. Yeah.
So do you have family in Gastonia, or it was just a move? You like, moving, I'm doing it.
Certain situations actually made me move here. So that's the reason that I'm here. But I decided I like it.
Good. And so even during the certain situations, you found that this was a place of comfort for you. It was a place that you could call home.
It was. Me, I'm not one of those people that's kind of like, oh, I'm from here, so I need to stay here. When I was 18, I was ready to go anyway. So me getting up, I'm from a small town. I love my town, but I knew it just wasn't, I couldn't stay. My mind and my dreams were so much bigger than where I was from. Shout out to Fair Bluff, North Carolina. But that's where all my family is. I go down and visit my family, but even here, I know this is not really where I want to be in the next 2 years. I'm planning on moving further down south. So I believe that I just need to wait, be patient, ask God for guidance. I try not to lean on my own understanding, because sometimes you get put in situations that it's like, no, you can't think for yourself sometimes. You just need to lean on God and seek his guidance. And then that's kind of what I'm doing now.
And and that's so great that you said that, because a lot of times we want what we want when we want it. And sometimes because we want it, it may not be what our Father wants for us. And then we find ourselves in error, and then we have to come right back, and then we'll be, okay, Lord, what do you want me to do? And he's like, I told you I had you, but you want to step ahead. And that's where I have learned, especially in the last couple of years, that I want what he wants for me. Because if we want what he wants for us, then we will always stay in right standing with him. Not saying we're not going to fall or, or have shortcomings, but we will stay in right standings with him because we've listened to what he's telling us to do.
Absolutely. And I'm definitely one of those people that's like, okay, I done messed up. I know God about to get me. I'm
Me
one of
too.
those people where I've been up and down like all through my 20s. You know, I used to
Yes.
just ask my family, like, what is going on? I don't been to college. What's going on? Like, I just can't get it right. But what I have learned is that, you know, you might be here,
Mm-hmm.
but God will elevate you so
Yes.
high that you can't
Yes.
even imagine. And
Mm-hmm.
then sometimes he has to humble you back down where he'll drop
Right.
you low too. And
Right.
in the midst of that, you gotta stay strong because life happens no
It
matter
does.
what. But you
It
still
does.
got to pay you forward. And
Yes.
that's what I represent. I'm all about good character, good intentions, you know. So, and I learned that from my grandmother.
And you know, and I was talking to Rob Saunders yesterday, and we was just talking about our today's youth. How, remember, like you just said, like grandmas instill so much in us. The community instills so much in us, and we have gotten away from that with our youth. You know, I'm
Right.
in education, and I see it. You know, I did preschool for 14 years, and you know, I love that age because that's a tender age where you can mold them and pour into them, and they suck everything up like sponges. And then I'm now on high school level, and I'm thinking, Lord have mercy. Like, I wouldn't want to be in high school. I would not, because the challenges that these young people are facing, they're so, they're worse than what we had to face.
Exactly. Exactly.
Peace and blessings, lady, from Fearless Curve magazine. Thank you, thank you, thank you.
Hi.
I'm looking forward to our interview too. And so you also said, know who you are and know who you're not. Love who you are. Love who you are. You are important, and you have something to give to the world.
You've been
And
all through my page, hadn't you?
girl, and you know, and I told you, I like for people to just be their true selves, and that's what I do. When I go through people's page, I see their true selves.
That's
You
right.
know, I see their true selves. But and when I read that, because I can honestly say, a couple of years ago, I was not that.
You have
So
to
did you?
build to that. I've
Right,
been I've been to, I'm an emotional person, period. You know, I'm
right,
kind of like an open book. Like I don't have
right,
anything to hide from anyone. Like
right, right.
I've been through so many emotions through life, and it
Mm-hmm.
was really mostly in my 20s.
Mm-hmm.
Um, Sometimes the world will make you feel like you have to be someone else besides
Yes,
yourself.
yes,
And
absolutely.
I was a product of that.
Mm-hmm.
Whether it's, you know, people been through depression, I've been through depression. Who really hasn't? You
Yes,
know, so um I just feel that love who you are and love who you're not.
yeah, yeah,
God made everyone how he intended them to
yes,
be.
yes.
I'm okay if I'm not like my friend.
Me
I'm
too.
okay if
Yeah.
I don't have what my friend has.
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna
Mm-hmm.
congratulate her or him, and it's okay. You know, a lot of people walk around and they're like, man, I wish I had that. You know, if you want it, you know, you work hard to get it, but it's
Exactly.
okay if you don't have those entities that other people have. You know, maybe
Exactly.
you just haven't gotten it yet.
Right.
So
And
I've
then
learned to love where I'm at
right.
now.
And so, and do you find that when we do that, we forget that we don't know what they had to do to get where they're at, whether they're struggling and making it appear that they have it all together. And that's why we have to be careful not to want to covet what someone else has, because I may not can handle what you had to go through
That's
to
right.
get these things.
You know, the saying said, the saying is, you don't know what I had to do to get here. And a
Exactly.
lot of people get places being deceitful. And
Amen.
then some people walk that honest walk. You don't know what people had to do to get there.
Exactly, exactly. And so, and then you had another quote in February. You said, I strongly feel every mother should reset its great reset for their own sanity. And I guess you had a pampered day. So so, so let me ask you this, because being a mom, I'm a single mom. I was a single mom before, my late husband passed. But do you ever feel guilty when you take those days and you just dress up and just do you and make it all about you?
I don't know if I feel guilty, but I still have my son in my head while I'm
Right.
having mommy time.
Right.
Because I have to reset.
Right.
Whether that's letting him be with his grandmother or letting him be with his father. I don't, whoever it is, I think not even just mothers, the
Right.
fathers need to reset as well.
Amen. Yes.
You have men taking care of their children as well.
Absolutely. Yes.
I just think we need that break. The kids get breaks from us when they go to daycare.
They do.
I know my son be ready, but to answer your question, I think is very important. And mothers, man, we do so much as single mothers. Like,
yes.
Some people don't even get a break. And
Yep.
I'm fortunate to have, people around me to help me with my son so I can. But I know young women that can't even get a break. And I feel for them because, we love our children, but sometimes we need a moment.
We need a moment. Absolutely.
I remember sometimes, like I have a 2-year-old. His name is Landon.
Right.
And everybody know how 2-year-olds are. They're like,
Girl.
Okay, it's the terrible twos. You can't even go to the bathroom by yourself. Like the tricycle is in the bathroom.
Yes.
He's in the bathroom. So, at some point we want just a moment to ourselves.
Just a moment.
It's time like we don't care about our children.
Right.
No,
right.
I love my child.
Yes.
But
hey, Cleveland.
Donda is definitely going to have a reset moment.
and I feel
if I'm good, my son is good.
Yes, absolutely.
If I'm not sane, then how is my household going to be ran?
Girl, you and him both going to be running around there just like, okay, what do we do next?
And we're not going to do that. It's always order in mama's house.
and one thing that I did love, when you posted a picture of him, when the teacher sent you the, how he's doing in school. And I was sitting there looking, I was like, oh, and it made me miss preschool. Because like I said, I did preschool for 14 years. And so when I saw all the assessments there, I was like, wow. I was like, that's amazing. And it's amazing when we get them at an age where we set standards. And clearly you said he needs to know how to act. He needs to have great character. And great common sense is the key to teaching your child. And a lot of people think because they're terrible twos or they're 3 and they're 4, they be like, they'll get it. No, we need to mold them right now. Because when we're molding them, we're saying, I see something in you. I have an investment in you. And when you set those standards at a young age, at 2, at 3, at 4, when they continue to grow, they already know this is what mommy expects of me.
Exactly. That is, and honestly, that my son plays a major role in my life.
Yes.
I've seen so many men in particular that say, well, I didn't have this because of my mom, or I didn't have this because I didn't have a dad there. And those things impact men, whether it's in relationships, job-wise, or just being a man, period. So what I want for my son is for him I'm going to teach him about it, but I don't want him to feel those things because men have emotions too.
Yes, they do. And Cleveland said first school begins at home. Absolutely. But a lot of people, a lot of people, Cleveland, they don't think that. They think they send them to school. And,
Right.
you know, me being an educator, they want me to educate them. They want me to teach them manners. They want me to teach them respect. But at the same time, when I teach them all of these things, when they go home, do you follow up? Because a lot of times, when we get them to a point where they can be independent using the bathroom, when they can be independent, you know, like being self-sufficient in preschool.
That's right.
But then when you go home and you still taking their shoes off, doing all these things, and then when they come back, then we have to rework. It's like a cycle. We rework because you're not following through, but you tell us you want all these things to happen. But when you don't do them or reset, if you will, then they get confused because they say, well, Miss Donna have these rules at school. I can do it. I'm a big boy. I'm a big girl. But when you're home, because it's work, because now mommy got to change her routine to continue to make you independent. And that's where I feel we lack as parents. And they want us to be all these people, but we need the parents' help too.
You need help.
Yeah.
I literally take my son to daycare every day. And, you know, whether I'm reading the bulletin board or, you know, he gets his little progress reports that come through the email. I even ask him with my mask on, I'm like, how is he doing in class?
Right.
You know, it's important because, you know, I see him when he's home.
Right.
And, you know, yes, he can be a little hard-headed, but I want to also know what is he doing at school? Are these behaviors at school?
Mm-hmm.
And so that's important because behavior, I don't want to have to go through that. So teaching him now responsibility, you know, I tell him like, go put things in the trash can. You know, teaching him responsibilities, even at 2.
Right. Did you read Cleveland's comment?
What Cleveland say?
He said, I know you all do because you both keep me straight on the set. But you know, but it's so important. And I know as a parent and even as an educator, when I saw, you know, what they said and how he was doing, that shows you that I am doing something right. I am on the right track. And I have older sons, and when I had them, you know, you feel like, am I getting this parent thing right? You know, because you don't want to be strict. You want them to grow, but then you feel, am I getting it right? And for me, when my children came back and say, I appreciate how you raised us, because I was that parent that if you want to come to my house, the parents had to come meet me, or vice versa. And they used to didn't understand, but now that they have kids, now they get it.
Right. I literally told my mom the other day, thank you for how you raised me, because when we 20, 21, we don't know. We think we know, but we don't know.
Right.
We really, really don't know.
Girl, and if you was like me, I was wilding out because, you know, you're trying to find yourself. You're trying to find out if you fit over here. You're trying to find out if you fit over there. And that's why, you know, I love when you put that. We have to know who we are, you know, and where we belong. And if we don't belong with the in crowd, we have to be okay with not belonging with the in crowd.
Absolutely.
You know.
Absolutely.
And so this one right here, I was like, wow. In January, you put, a lack of boundaries invites a lack of respect. I set boundaries on everyone, even my mama. I was like, and then at the end, you put on God. I was like,
I always a little character, Donna. I have a little character. I like to have fun a little bit.
Good. But you know what? But even though you have character, this is so profound because sometimes we don't set boundaries.
I'm telling you.
I used to have a hard time with
so passive. People, I used to be passive. Oh, it's okay. It's all right. You know, but you have to be mindful doing that because people will run over you.
Yes, they will. Yes.
And all of your friends know this. All of my friends are like, Donda, you're too nice. And one day I thought about it. I was like, I really am probably too nice. But I'm still me now. Right. Because I don't feel like I have to be mean or anything.
Right.
But being nice doesn't mean you have to let people just run over you.
Amen.
You got to know what you're going to allow and what you're not going to allow. And I honestly, I had to learn that. And I learned that in my 30s.
And so is it easier now to do, is it easier now than before to set boundaries?
Absolutely. I think now is because I'm more confident now.
Right.
And when you stand on something, no matter if you don't want to hurt people's feelings, absolutely not. But you got to stand for what you believe in.
And
you have
that's
to have
the
morals.
beauty. And you know what? And even I just, you know, you put mom, but that goes for family, anybody. You still have to set boundaries because when we allow people to just say, okay, well, they're going to say yes, they're going to say yes. But then I always say, but when we set boundaries, then you start to see the true person, how they really feel, because they're not getting the same reaction that they used to get. And so did you have any of that? And if so, how did that make you feel when you started setting boundaries?
I recently had that. And it hurt. It did. It recently just happened.
Wow.
And that's
without
not even
divulging it, how, because it hurt, did it make you second guess how you're going to continue to set boundaries?
No. Probably back then, but not this time.
Right.
Because I know what I want in my life. And if it's not good for Donda, I can't do it.
Absolutely.
That's something that I made up in myself.
Right.
Yeah.
Because self comes first. And sometimes when we choose self, a lot of people are like, well, she thinks she this, she thinks she that, or he thinks she this. But it's not that. It's just that you have grown, or we have grown into a person that have more confidence in knowing who they are and whose they are. Because it took me years to build my self-confidence up, because I always allow people that I love in relationships to dictate how Donna was going to be. You know, you didn't like this, so Donna would try to change this. But the more you start changing for people, they want more. It's always another.
It's like you're pouring into their cup, and your cup is continuously getting empty, and their cup is overflowing.
Yes.
You know, well, who's gonna pour into me? You know, and I never do things boastfully, never.
Right.
But I do want you to understand, you can't treat me like that, and I'm not gonna allow you to.
Absolutely. And so now here you are, a fashion stylist. So as you were growing up, did you always know this is where you wanted to pursue? And did you already know you had your own flair, your own style as you were growing up?
Absolutely, Donna. Just like any other young girl, we play in our grandmother's clothes.
Right, right.
We wrap sheets around us to make dresses.
Yes, yes.
We in the house with towels on. That was me at
Right,
5.
right.
At 5. And one day I went home to my grandmother's house and she showed me a piece of notebook paper. It was back in 1990, I think it was 7. So I had to be about 10. And I drew clothes out and I put how much they would actually cost.
Wow.
And I was color blocking and everything. This is at 10.
Wow.
Honestly, I'm not even playing. I was trying to find it today to actually show y'all. But it's in some of my paperwork somewhere. I was like, man, I couldn't find it. But anyway, and when I seen that was another thing. That little girl was confident in what she wanted to do because, when you start being in the world, things will have you, well, maybe I need to do this and maybe I need to do that. Well, I can't do that because somebody else is doing it. No, that little girl knew exactly what she wanted.
Right.
Everybody else was wearing name brand clothes. My mother was like, you can get it, but, it was a limit on it. And we not doing all of that. So I started dressing more girlier than other people. So it was more like the cute dresses and, the cute little flats. And then I might put on my grandmother's hat and I'll probably be the only one walking around with a set of pearls on her neck at 15. So that was me. And so I got into retail in 2008. I worked at a clothing store called Body Central of America.
Okay.
And it took off from there. I had to meet quota. Never thought I'd be doing that. But I was in college and I was working at Body Central of America. I became the manager over a couple of years. And, ladies would come in and they'll be like, I knew I had to meet quota, so I'm like, okay, I got to get my sales and stuff up. But along with that, I'm styling them. I literally had females coming in every weekend for me to style them for the club.
Wow.
Or when it was back to school time, I would style the young girls like people knew my name. Like people would literally be like, well, I'm going to come in when you're working. That made me feel good.
Yes, absolutely.
And I went from there.
And, and that's, I was talking to Rob last night and, he was talking about at 3, how his father always put a camera in his hand. And I say, isn't it amazing how our gifts sometimes are already cultivated and birthed through our family when we have no idea, even as a child, like, what are these gifts? Where did I get these from? But just like you, they're already there. They're already just there. And then
they are.
And then
I have a lot of people in my family. Like I had a cousin, she used to model. I have another cousin, she was in New York, she works for Pink. Even my mother, she sewed.
Wow.
So it's definitely in me. And my grandmothers, they are so classy, both of them. And so it's in me. But when I tell you I love fashion, I love it, like the essence of it. And so when I see beautiful things, I'm just.
So what does Donda think fashion? What is your perception of fashion? What is fashion to you?
Fashion to me is thinking outside of the box, but still being elegant, putting things together that don't match, but you make it match.
Right.
It's color blocking. It's mixing different styles. I like classy stuff, but I mix it with streetwear, or I mix it with preppiness. Fashion is just, to me, like honestly like a fresher breath air. Like I have a whole wall dedicated to fashion in my house, like things that meant a lot to me, or when I see them in certain magazines, or even the magazines I've been in. I've taken them out of the magazine and put them on my wall, like true fashion, true,
Yes.
true.
So
And that's all I'm gonna say about that one.
right. So let me ask you this: do you like thrift stores?
Absolutely,
And
absolutely.
because girl, I do too. I love a thrift store. And
Oh, I love them. I was just there when this past weekend.
yeah,
I
and
like
so
thrift stores because you're gonna find those unique pieces,
yes,
those
yes,
brooches that you cannot find anywhere.
right. Like grandma used to wear.
Yeah. And believe it or not, I like those vintage pieces. I like the plaid, the window pane with the
Girl,
high
me
shoulders,
too.
with
And
the fitted skirts.
yes,
Some
I
people
got
may
a
think that's
plaid suit.
old, but I like
It,
it.
bitch, I have a plaid suit in you know what Pittsburgh, North Carolina is? Like you went to Chapel Hill.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
So you know around the courthouse, right? You know when you come into the little town of Pittsburgh, they used to have this vintage store. When I say they had stuff in there from like 1950s or whatever, and I have two suits, they're plaid. One is like a brown checkery one, and then the other one is like a burgundy. But girl, I love it because those are stuff mama them used to wear, you know, and we used to be like, girl, bye. And here you are, you know, and like me, I'm like, dang, that is hot. And people be looking
Yes.
at me when I wear it, they be like, where did you get that from? I got it from a vintage store because I like different. But before we go any further, can you explain to the viewers what color blocking is?
I will. And excuse me.
Go ahead.
That's a
Go
dry
ahead.
cough. um Color blocking is
Get your water, girl. Get your water if you have to.
excuse me. Excuse me. I'm so sorry.
No, if you
And
need
you
to
know
get
what?
water, please go get water. You good.
Thank
We're
you.
good. We're
Thank
good.
you.
Yes. So I hope you guys are just enjoying our candid conversation. And like I said, ladies, she does styling. So if you need her information in here, and she can style you. And it's always good when you have people style you because sometimes we want to stay comfortable because we don't want to get outside of our box because we may think it don't look right, these colors don't go together. But Donda can tell you how colors and what color blocking is. So then you can start trying it out, if you will, if you want to. But like she said, fashion is when you stepping outside your box, stepping outside your comfort zone, stepping out and say, hey, I'm going to do something different. Maybe, thank you, Gina. Love you. Hey, Chris, thank you for joining. But when you step outside your box, as Dom just said, it makes you feel good because sometimes we want to stay comfortable because we don't know. We want to say, oh, girl, I cannot do that. But we have to take a chance, ladies and guys. Take a chance on being different, even if
Mm-hmm.
it's just with one piece of garment that you match with something that people may say that don't look good. But you'll be surprised when you put it on how you would look in it. So we got to learn to step outside of our box. And Danya can
Absolutely.
help you step outside your box. She can dress you. She can
Yes.
style you. And you said you even style babies, toddlers. I was like,
I don't care.
I was like, she said she can style babies, toddlers. I was like, well, hey, she is this. And you know, and I love that because most of the time when you think of fashion stylists, some of them only do adults.
Right. Right.
So before we get any further, so can you just tell us what color blocking is?
So actually, I have an example of color blocking
Okay,
there,
good.
like
Yes,
because
yes.
of my red necklace,
Right,
along with this gold dress
right.
that I purchased from Forever 21.
Okay.
So yeah, color blocking is just if you look at a color wheel,
Mm-hmm.
it's kind of like the colors that's opposite from the color wheel,
Right,
but they
right,
match,
right.
like color blocking. What's a good one that everybody pretty much knows? Like
So like
yellow and
the black and
purple.
white, and they put a red necklace on. Is that kind of like it?
Right. That's kind of like color blocking. Exactly. Long as it flows together,
Mm-hmm.
you're good. Long as it flows. Color
And so
blocking. I'm sorry, go ahead.
and so if it doesn't flow, how will we know? Because I mean, because like by some viewers not being, a fashion stylist, if we
Mhm.
put on something and we think it goes, what will be the indicator that it doesn't, that it's clashing, if you will?
That's a good question. Um,
Thank you, Robert, for joining.
Hi, Robert. Clashing, where the clothes it doesn't match. I mean, matching and color blocking is different.
Okay.
Colors clashing together is like
Right.
pink and probably that was going to be a color blocking. It's hard
Okay.
to explain.
Okay.
It's
So
hard to explain.
let me give you this one. Okay. So everybody know Mr. Brown, right?
That is definitely
So,
that's a perfect example,
so,
guys.
so his is clashing.
Right.
Definitely not color blocking.
No.
Now, have he ever had on anything that was color blocking?
I think he has, like yellow and purple. Yellow and
Okay.
purple is color blocking.
Okay. Got you. So that's the only
Yeah.
thing that came to my mind, because I'm like, he has some.
That's a good one. That's a
He
definitely
has
good
some.
one.
Yeah, he
You
has
started
some.
me on that one. I will say you will start me on that one.
So, what is your favorite part about being a fashion stylist? What is your favorite part?
Connecting with the people, believe it or not.
My girlfriend said you took the words right out my mouth. That's the only thing I could think of was Brown, because I'm like,
Yes, Mr. Brown. Connecting with the people.
Mm-hmm.
Me, because everybody thinks I only style models. No. I recently just styled Coca Brown. She
Celebrity.
played, yes, my first celebrity.
Wow, that's amazing.
Now, artist, it don't matter.
And so when you styled your first celebrity, how did that make you feel? What was your first reaction when they wanted you to style them?
I was made for this.
Yeah. And I
I was
love that,
made
because
for
that's
this.
confidence when you know that you were made,
I was
whether
made
you're
for
a
this.
model or a celebrity.
Yes. I am, when they call, when I got the call,
Mhm.
I was like, oh, wow, I gotta do this. But see,
Right.
everybody thinks I sell clothes. I have some pieces that I do pick up,
Mm-hmm.
but I have a lot of designer friends. So I
Okay.
reach out. That's exposure for them.
Right, right,
I'm styling it,
right,
I'm pulling it,
right,
and that's
right.
basically what a fashion stylist is, like if
Mm-hmm.
you live in New York or Atlanta or in LA, stylists are going to fashion houses and they're pulling clothes. You see what I'm saying?
Right,
Because everybody doesn't have that inventory, or,
right.
so that's what I did. I went to my Rolodex, found out who has what, and I said, hey, let's do this. So I like connecting people, helping people get the exposure, because again, it's not all about me. I want everybody to eat.
Yeah,
I
and
want everybody.
that's what this platform is about. It's about hearing amazing stories, but also a form of letting people know who's out there, because we are living
Yeah,
in a world right now, especially with the pandemic, and it's have taken over our lives every time you turn on TV and this and
yeah.
that. But this is what this platform is for, to let people know the pandemic can still go on, but we still have amazing people
We
doing
can't stop.
extraordinary things. Yeah, we
We
and
can't
that
stop.
we can't. We can't. And so what is your styling process? Like when you style someone, when your client come to you and say, hey, this is kind of, did you ask them a kind of idea what they're looking for first, and then you kind of in your head put it together?
Well, I always let people tell me what they want,
Right.
because I would hate to go by what I want and then don't think about them. So I
Right.
always say, you know, what is it that you're looking for? And a lot of people be like, I don't know. So I start asking
Mm-hmm.
questions. As
Right.
we call it probing. Tell
Right.
me what you like, what you don't like, what's your
Mm-hmm.
favorite color? You
Mm-hmm.
know, what are some of the things you already have in your wardrobe? And at that moment, my brain starts rolling. Okay,
Right.
I
Right.
might send things to them. Hey, you like this? And it's always like the first time I speak to someone, it's a free consultation,
Okay.
because I want to get to know the person.
Right. Right.
I want them, when I dress them, I want them to feel confident in what they're going
Amen.
to have
Yes.
on.
Yes.
Now, once we get acquainted, then I'll say, well, hey, why don't you try on this?
Mm-hmm.
Man, why don't you try on that? Or then I help them find the actual stores that they can go into to purchase.
Okay.
Some people may say, here's the funds, you go purchase, you give me the
Okay.
receipt back. If
Right.
I'm working with a project,
Mm-hmm.
then they say, hey, Donda, here's the funds, I need this. Or if I have an individual, some of them may want to go with me. I like that too.
Okay. Yeah.
So it just really depends on who the client is, how the process will work.
Right. So have you ever had a client where they had the clothes and just didn't know how to put it together, and you go to their home, and I know you have to be careful about that for COVID and
I
safety,
haven't had,
other.
I'm sorry. I haven't had that lately due
Okay.
to COVID, but
Right.
I've done that before. I did
Okay.
that before. Mostly now, what I do, I might go to websites,
Okay.
and then I have this special app where I'll put all the collage together, because some people like to see it.
Right.
And so I
Right.
put it all together for them. They be like, okay, I can see this now. Let's go ahead and buy
Right.
things like that.
And so you offer these services. So do you work with any budget when people come to you, or you have a set rate that you have? Because this is your own company.
Right. Um, I'll be honest, no, because
Okay.
my services is to everyone.
Okay.
Even though, some people say, oh, I can't afford a stylist.
Okay.
That's not true.
Right.
They may say, I don't need one.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
I still feel like that's not true.
Right.
Um, I offer my services to everyone, the
Okay.
9 to 5 woman, the construction worker, because they too would like to go out and look nice.
Yes.
And they tell
Yes.
me their budget. And once they tell me their budget, I'm gonna work within that and with that.
Okay. Okay. And that's awesome. So are you
Some people
like,
do
do you,
stuff for money.
right,
Some,
right.
everybody wants to get paid, right?
Absolutely. Right.
And I do.
Right.
But my services, I believe that God gave me my gift.
And he did.
And I'm one of those people, I want to help everyone.
Right.
I want to make them feel luxury,
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
no matter where they come from. You got the
Right.
budget, I'm gonna see it. I'm gonna follow within those lines, and I'm gonna make you feel like you're $1,000,000.
And that's the beauty of it. And that's
That's
my
how I
next.
do my business. It might not how other people do theirs, but that's mine.
Absolutely. And that's what I was going to ask you too. What skills that's a skill to be necessary to have to in order to be successful, because when you help the least of them, if you will, God continues to open doors. He continues to open doors because, like you said, it may be that single mom that, may, Robin said it's time for us. She told me it's time for us to go to Gastonia. That's my best friend. That's my best friend. And so, and maybe it might be for that single mom that, trying to get her life in order, trying to get off the system, and trying to start a new look and get a new job. She just may need it just to have an interview.
That's right.
So she can go in there and present herself to do this interview. But when she walks in, or he walks in, they have that confident knowing
That's right.
that you
They
have
look
put
good.
them together. You have put them together. And that's when God say, I see you, my daughter. I got you. And that's like you said, you want to make money, but sometimes we have to help the least of them, because we never know, just by you styling them, the level of confidence, the level of love that they feel when they put on these garments and they go to wherever place they go. Because some people, we have to be real, they don't have it.
That's exactly right. That's why I said the people. You asked me earlier, what is your best part? It's by seeing those people when I transform them, and they're like, I can't even believe this. I look good. And I'll be like, baby, yes, you do.
That
Yes,
alone, I know you're always saying, Lord, I thank you for giving me this gift, not only to style people, but to pour into them so they can be beautiful and look and feel how you see them.
Absolutely. And you said it perfectly.
And that's where adoration comes, because God wants us to be all we can be.
That's
but
right.
If people don't feel that, and then they have people like you and others that may be watching, to just give them that kind word, that stylist that give them a makeover, whether it costs $40 or $400, and they feel like, wow, I can tackle this cruel world because Donda made me over and made me feel like $1 million, not only with the clothes, but with the integrity and the way that she treated me.
Exactly. Customer service is the #1 factor in my business.
Yes.
Because the way you treat someone will go a long way. My grandmother always told me, your name is in places before you are.
Girl, absolutely.
And I want my name to ring, but I want it to have a good ring.
A good ring. And and just like, and I know you probably are, when you have worked so hard to build a brand, whether you're a fashion stylist or whether you're doing a podcast, whatever you're doing, when you were working so hard to build that, it's imperative that you can't associate and allow people to damage your brand, because, and that's why a lot of times with me, I pick and choose shows I want to do, because I'm not saying that the shows are going to be bad, but just in case, and I have to say, Lord, do you want me to do this? And when he say, no, that show's not for you.
But absolutely.
So just go sit down. And it's not that I'm better, it's just I have to be obedient, because I always say, you don't ever know what's going to be there, and that's going to attach itself to you. And then you looking crazy when they be like, girl, you was over there, so you must have been a part of it. And so now I got to justify me. I got to try to rebuild Hot Topics with Donna again when I could have just been obedient and say, let me just say.
That's right. That's why the consultation has to happen.
Right.
And it's not through texting.
Right.
When I talk to you and you asked me to do the podcast, what did I say? I said, can we talk?
Right.
I have to talk.
Yeah. Yeah.
I have to talk.
Right.
I need to feel that energy.
Right.
I need to feel that vibe, whatever aura, whatever.
Right.
I have to, because that's gonna let me know. I'm gonna feel the energy in our conversation. And if it's humble, and I can see that we can accomplish your mission and the goal that you want, I'm with it.
Right.
I'm with it. But if it's and you can tell, if it's not right.
Right.
Then I got the perfect line for it.
Yeah, and you know what? And I appreciate that, because like I said, when most of the time when I interview people, they're like, what are we going to talk about? And I tell them, and if they need to talk, I always tell them, hey, feel free, to reach out, or either you can go see, the show, see some shows, how I do. Because my thing is, I don't ever want to discredit, dishonor, and disrespect people on my platform.
Right.
Because that's just not who I am. And then I will be in trouble with the Father.
That's right.
I'll be in trouble with the Father. And so, I'm just very particular about that. And that's why I say I'm very particular about who I have on my show. Because first of all, you can get somebody on here that can start cussing, acting crazy, and people will be like, wait, how her show go from this and now this is what so I am very mindful of that myself, and I appreciate that you did say, hey, talk, because when people come on here, I want them to feel comfortable. I want to just be who you are, who I am, and I tell people, what you see is what you get with me.
That's right.
I've tried to be who other people wanted me to be, and that just didn't work.
Right.
That just
it
didn't
never works. Because eventually the true you is going to come out.
And my grandmother always told us that. She always told us that even in relationships, with guys, she was like, well, honey, I'm just going to tell you, they can be this, this, and this. She said, but eventually the true person will emerge. She's like, do something that they don't like, and they're going to come, they're going to come forth. And for me, I've been hiding behind masks because I was afraid of what people was going to think. I was afraid because of things I did in my past. But then I said, who am I to allow other people to judge me? When I became a Christian, a child of the Most High, he already had forgiven me.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And he already said, not guilty. That old person done been evicted because I'm here now.
Right.
And so that's when I had to take my mask off and say, you know what? Did I do some things that I wasn't proud of? Absolutely. But I will not allow you to hold that over my head, because my Father already has forgiven me. And at the end of the day, that's all that matters, if I'm still in right standing.
Right.
Absolutely. And that's how I've learned to live my life now, because I feel we all hide, or used to hide, and some of us are still hiding behind a mask, because we don't want people to see the authentic us, because we're afraid they're going to walk away. But I feel when you show who you really are, the people that love you are going to stay. The people that walk away, they weren't meant to stay anyway.
Absolutely. Agree.
So do you think that one day you will open a boutique or anything and just do styling and have merchandise that people can purchase?
Honestly, that is something I am working on right now. So you're going to have me back on your show.
I will.
Yes, I am working on that. I'm very, very excited about it.
Amen.
I always get a lot of people ask me, do you sell clothes?
Right.
And I will say, I always wanted a boutique.
Wow.
Always. It's just, certain things haven't been ready, but I'm ready now. I'm ready.
Amen. And you
Yes,
know what? And
it's
and like
coming.
you said, it's all in God's timing.
That's
It's,
right.
it's all in His timing. And I am just so honored just to have you on my platform. But if you can leave our viewers, male or female, some encouraging words when it comes to styling and being confident in styling, what would it be?
I would say if you want to wear it. Be you. Step out and wear what you want to wear because your clothes represent who you are.
Yes.
If you want to wear suits, you want to um, dress streetwear, you want to be preppy, I say do it. Don't worry about what other people think. If they look at you, they're doing what they're supposed to do.
Amen.
Love you for who you are,
Yes.
and everybody can't, wear name brand, you know. If
Well,
you feel like you can just go to the thrift store, there's nothing wrong with that.
oh, Robin, she said you are beautiful and can't wait to see your designs.
Oh, thank you, Robin. Thank you
Yeah,
so much.
yeah, but I mean
But that's what I
that's
leave to everyone. Because I
yeah,
used to, I used to feel like, even though I love fashion, me being a plus size woman, I
right,
always, well, prior to then, I was like, well, I can't wear this or I can't
right,
wear
right,
that. Or somebody gonna say something about my legs or my
right,
arms are like this,
right.
you're, if you don't like it, change it. But if you're not, there's things for you.
Yeah, yeah, it is. And people don't have an excuse that they can't find anything to wear.
No, it's
They
it's a
just
lot of
need to
stuff.
find you so you can style them.
Yes, you can find me on all platforms. You can go to Instagram. It is Donda B, the fashion stylist. I have a like page on Facebook. It is also Donda B, the fashion stylist,
Mhm.
and you can find me regular on Facebook for Donda Bullock.
And if you don't mind, after we get off, can you just put that information in there, and then when we share
Yes,
the video, they can contact you. But I just
absolutely.
thank you so much. You're such a beautiful woman,
Thank you
and
for
continue to
having
just
me.
yes, continue to be great. And so before I leave, are you going to start do you dress your son like color blocking, or is it too soon
Honestly,
for
my,
you
my
to do?
son be fresh going to school now. He really do. Even when he go to church, the oh
Yeah,
man, he be dressed. It's just because I be in such a hurry, I can't even take pictures.
right.
But yes, I am trying to get Landon into modeling, to be
Okay.
honest. Yes. Oh, and I do want to mention that I am going to have a fashion show. I do fashion shows too, you guys. I not only
Okay.
style, I'm a fashion coordinator and I do help put fashion shows together. So if anyone
Okay.
ever has a fashion show, please let me know
Well,
and
I
I'll
can
help.
get you to help me because I have a nonprofit organization for young girls
Mhm.
6 to 16. And
Oh,
every year I try to do an all kids fashion show.
okay.
And so
Absolutely.
I just did one early part of the year, and I had some designers come from Virginia. So that would be awesome that you can style them, because I try to let the parents bring their clothes, and kind of I try to come up with themes so the parents won't have to,
Right.
go and spend a lot of money. It's just things that they already have. And then I have
Exactly.
two cousins that are designers, and then I had D Couture. Do you know her, out of Virginia?
I don't.
Well, I had her, and she came down and dressed the kids. So
Okay.
right now I'm in the process. Do you know Harriet?
Harriet.
But Burnett, you know Harriet.
She's from Charlotte.
She lives in Fayetteville. She does a lot of movies and stuff. You probably know her.
So.
Yeah, and so we're in the works. She's gonna do a fashion, like a fashion workshop in March with young girls here in Moore County, and then we want to do like a little fashion show because she's gonna teach them how to walk and stuff like that. So I might just reach out to you and see if you can just come.
Definitely.
It's gonna be fun for the kids, and she's gonna give them certificates. It's about building self-confidence and stuff like that. So I'm all about the kids because I feel like if we as grown-ups can walk around feeling confident about who we are in our clothes, we should be passing that on to our young people as well, male or female, because I go to school in high school and I'm thinking grandmas and mamas wouldn't be letting us walk outside with pajamas on coming to school.
No.
We wouldn't be doing that.
Is for the house. I'm sorry, guys.
And when you see that, I'm just like, it's like they don't know because evidently everybody is accepting these pajamas and they come to school half dressed. And I'm like, when we was in school, girl, school was happening. Well, we want to look cute and have our little stuff on. But now it's like they have no zeal, no nothing. They believe less is better when it's up to us to teach them how to be young ladies and how to be young men.
Yeah, like the pajama thing, no, that I can't see myself doing that. I'm so sorry.
Even when I was in preschool, you know how they have like pajama day and stuff like that.
Yeah,
so
things like that.
But listen, I don't wear pajamas, and so I'm old school. So I'm like, I want to participate because you say, if you want these kids to do it, then the teachers need to do it too. So I would just go buy like the fuzzy ones and then buy me a cute little like long sleeve shirt that match and have me a little, and then I would still put jewelry on. And people at my job when I was in preschool, they'd be like, girl, bye.
You go to bed like that?
But
I do.
And I had to do it because I had to feel like I wasn't in school with these pajamas on. So I was like, well, I still need to be cute. So I just do a little necklace on, have a little robe on. But at the end of the day, I did it for them. But because of who I am, I still had to put my own flair to it. No, I don't go to bed with no jewelry on, but I was coming to school with it on. You see what I'm saying?
Right. So, absolutely.
Yeah. But what Robin said, she said, I'm trying to read it. I can't. What'd she say? Adults wear them more than a kid. Oh yeah, adults do wear them more, but Donald's not.
Oh, and I also want to leave to you guys. I'm gonna have a fashion show in June. It's called The Culture of Kings.
Okay.
It is celebrating men. Okay.
Wow.
Yes. We do so much for women, and that's good. Women empowerment,
right.
I'm all with it. But we don't do a lot of things to celebrate our men.
Right.
So this is about uplifting them, showing our youth males that, you don't have to convert to the streets. There's many things that you can do, everybody thinks you need to go to college. No, not necessarily. Becoming an entrepreneur, doing lawn care, barbershops, food, it doesn't matter. So we are uplifting our males. I did a virtual fashion show last year. You can find that on YouTube. So I'm excited about that. So I'll be posting that soon. The flyer.
When you do, then you can come back and you can promote it here too.
Thank you.
On here, so you can share, because I have different friends and they can share. And that's a part of networking too. When we come on this platform and just share people's stuff, because then, like you said, your name gets there before you even get there.
Absolutely.
Yeah. But I thank you for taking the time.
Thank you so much for having
for
me
being on this platform. And like I said, let me know if you're doing something. We can promote it. If I see you share flyers, I will share them. That's just who I am, because it's all about pushing people, promoting people. And when we do that, everybody wins.
Absolutely.
Everybody wins. Everybody wins. But I thank
Thank
you, thank
you.
you, thank you. And like I said, I'm here if you need me. If you want me to post something on my page, just reach out to me and I will do that. But keep doing what you're doing. And when you get
Thank
that
you.
boutique, just let us know.
Yes, I
And
will. Thank you
yep,
guys for tuning in.
yes. And thank you guys for the
Go follow
comments and
me.
stuff. Yes, but just put your information in there, and then like I said, when I share it, and then people share it, then it's circulating, so it'll be reaching everyone.
Absolutely.
Well, you have a wonderful night. Enjoy the rest of your week. Be safe. Stay warm.
I will. Thank you. You too.
Thank you,
All right.
and good night. Bye bye.
Bye.
Oh, thank you guys. Thank you, thank you, thank you. What an amazing interview with Donda. Guys, she's going to put her information in the comments below, how you can reach her. Listen, if you never thought about having a personal stylist, hey, here's your chance. You don't have to be rich. All you have to have is a willing heart and want to change your style or enhance your style even the more. And what better way to do it when you have a young, beautiful lady that was on here today that can style you. She styled from infants to adulthood. And with that being said, I am so grateful for you guys tuning in week after week, 2 days, 3 days a week. We will not have Hot Topics tomorrow. I will have another guest on Wednesday. So, guys, just tune in. I'm telling you, this February lineup is just as hot as the January lineup. You don't want to miss it. So if you've missed my flyers that I've already posted for the whole month of February, it's going to be hot right here on Hot Topics with Donna, where we do it honest, open, and transparent. Guys, I love you. Stay safe. Love yourself. Dare to be different. It's okay to be different. But most of all, have your own style. And if you need a stylist, you met one here tonight, and she can style you on any budget, but it starts with you. And until then, I love you. Be safe. Enjoy the rest of your week. And if God's willing, we will be back here on Wednesday with another amazing interview coming all the way from Richmond, Virginia. So thank you, thank you, thank you. And I want to personally thank each and every one of my guests thus far that have been on here on Hot Topics with Donna, starting last year in February. Guys, in February 22nd, I will have been doing this one full year. So you'll see who my guest is. We're gonna have some fun. I don't know. I might even give some um, Donna Taylor Network items away. So you never know what we're going to do for our 1 year anniversary, but tune in to see what we're going to do. So as always, here on Hot Topics with Donna, we interview ordinary people doing extraordinary things in their lives and in their community. Oh, I love you, Robin. Thank you for the hearts. Robert, thank you for tuning in. Tish, thank you for tuning in. Sharon, Karen, and all the other viewers that tune in. Please, guys, share my video so that Hot Topics with Donna can go global, so I can be in every state, every city. So please, please, please share my videos. And if you have not subscribed to my YouTube channel, please do so. I will put that back up on my Facebook page. Also, once you subscribe, I have already uploaded 40 interviews that I've had thus far, so you can go back and see the ones that you may have missed and the ones that may have inspired you. So until then, good night. I love you.